Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Cancer, Sun, Moon or Rising. It's the weekly reading for the week of August 12th to the 18th. Cancer, your cards this week. Energies are leaving, completing or transitioning the beautiful Wheel of Fortune. Focus energies this week. The Emperor clarified with the King of Swords and Temperance coming in towards the end of the week. Cancer, 3 major arcana here out of the 4 key cards. So something pretty significant happening in your life, a big change, something quite karmic, predestined, the closing of karmic cycles, this kind of thing. You know, usually with the amount of major arcana, it indicates the significance of the event or situation that you're going through. Minor arcana is really sort of like the how it's going to play out, more daily aspects of your life. So here we see something pretty significant, and you know, these cards are not subtle energies, especially the Wheel of Fortune. So I think a lot of you know that there is a change actually upon you, and also the major arcana often linked to life lesson sort of stuff, you know, karmic contracts, that kind of thing, and that's just even heightened even more with the Wheel of Fortune here. When I asked for a vision for you, Cancer, I got the vision of somebody hunting for diamonds in Africa, right? And you know, pulling out these stones that are, you know, they're rough and ready and they're covered with dirt. But this person knows that inside there is sheer brilliance, you know, something of great value, of great worth, of great beauty. And that person's going to take that back and, you know, clean it up and polish it and cut it and that sort of thing into something that's so beautiful and so desirable. I really feel like for some of you this means that you have potentially hidden or buried that part of yourself for a period of time. Your brilliance, your jewel, your, you know, your pizzazz, your funk, your mojo, the things that make you powerful and beautiful potentially have been hidden under some layers, maybe even, you know, submerged underground for some time. And I feel like at the moment, or this new chapter that's opening up for you is a rebirth for you, coming back to your brilliance like a diamond. Okay, so recent past here, Wheel of Fortune with the 10 of Wands. Yeah, so pleased to see the Wheel of Fortune come out with the 10 of Wands in your recent past here, Cancer. So 10 of Wands, you're letting something go, something that has burdened you, a situation that's been weighing heavily on you, a situation where you've had to carry all the responsibility. Was it a job that worked you into the bone, where you had, you know, just way too much on your plate? You know, you were just expected to work that way? Is it a situation in the home where you have to go out to work all day, bring home the money, get home, cook the meal, do the childcare, and you're just burnt out because your partner's not carrying their part of the wands, they're not taking their half of the stack? Is it, something from the past that you've been harboring and carrying? Is it guilt or is it shame? Is there something you need to forgive and forget? Is there something that you need to let go? Is there a conversation that you haven't had that's just been like, you know, sitting in there like a weight in your energy field? Well, it's time to release. It's time to put down those wands and move on, Cancer. Because this is somebody who, through carrying that burden, through carrying that weight, through doing all that extra work, hasn't actually been able to see their forward vision, you know. It's actually been clouding their vision. It's literally, you know, blocking them, blocking other opportunities in, you know, to coming in, because all you can really do is look down and put one foot in front of the other to just get through each day, each moment, each work task, each meal you've got to make, you know, each night of putting the kids to bed, all that sort of thing. But, you know, this new chapter that's opening for you when this wheel turns, Cancer, is about you putting down these wands and heading home. You know, heading home, home to your own brilliance, home to polishing your diamond, home to yourself. That's what that diamond is. It's your genuinity, your authenticity. You're heading back home to that. So I think for some of you, you've probably already felt the wheel turn. It's not a subtle energy, as I mentioned before, and you actually have 2 number 10s here, Cancer. So this is a strong karmic completion. So whatever, out of this Ten of Wands situation, I feel like you've learned that lesson, and now it's time for you to release and let go and move on to your next lesson. Because when we just stay in it for too long after we've got the learning, that's when it becomes that weight. That's when it becomes that burden. That's when it becomes that block that's stopping us from seeing the next chapter. But the wheel has come in to shift things for you quite dramatically, to move you along to that next part of your life, get you back on that path. It's saying that one's done now, so it's time to move on. And with the Wheel of Fortune, it tells you that the timing is right. This is divine timing. So the universe is giving you a nudge and a sign to complete that part of the contract, to tick that off your karmic life lesson list. This one's done now, and there's something new waiting for you. Now, Wheel of Fortune is also said to have a 10-year energy, Cancer, because which means that the decisions that you make right now and how you deal with the situation, the door that you step through as they slide in the sliding doors of life, is going to potentially impact the whole next decade, your whole next chapter of your life. Now, coming in this week as your focus energy, we have two powerful figures here with the Emperor and the King of Swords, right? So this is you really stepping into your seat of power, putting down those wands and saying, not only do I not want to carry those anymore, but now I demand control of my life. I demand to be in power. The Emperor is somebody who has fought many battles, and now they're respected, and they're in a seat of power and in a position where they rule the army, they rule their empire, they shape their world doesn't shape them. That's what the Emperor does. And everybody respects that Emperor for doing that. So this is you stepping in and taking control of the next chapter of your life and deciding how you want to shape that. It's about you getting that battle plan in place and doing it from such a, sort of an authoritarian, mature energy. And, the Emperor, there could be some hurts and some pain and some, there's been life lessons in this, so it's not been easy for you. But the Emperor knows how to put the emotions to the side just while he's making those clear, strategic and logical decisions. So he wears armor under his cloak here, and it's not about him being an unemotional person all the time, but he's saying, when it's time to make key decisions in my life, when I need to be logical and practical, I do just protect myself from my emotions and the emotions of others, so I can do so with great clarity. And the King of Swords will help you do that even more, because the King of Swords is all about seeing things clearly, seeing truths, being able to, make that clear decision forward, being able to cut things from his life with that sword that no longer serve him. Yeah, and so the King of Swords also, obviously, it's king energy. It's, dominant and authoritarian. It's very visionary. He also, because it's a sword suit, has that strong link to the mind and intellect. So I really feel like this is you stepping into your power and making some really clear decisions for that next chapter. Deciding what you need to let go of, what you need to move forward with. It's really making those strategic decisions this week. And those strategic decisions, don't take them lightly, Cancer, because it's going to inform your next decade. Towards the end of the week, we have Temperance coming in, which doesn't surprise me here, because Temperance comes in to give you that emotional healing and restoration after such a big shift here. And also, if you've kind of had to sort of be in the Emperor energy and King of Swords energy, make those logical, practical decisions, maybe before you were really ready to, but because change was upon you, you had to, maybe you were ending a relationship and you needed to move homes, you even needed to move towns, and that decision couldn't be prolonged. So you put on your armor underneath your cloak, you got in there, you made the decision, and once all that's done, once your battle plan's in place, that's when you need to come back to you and you need to restore and you need to heal yourself, especially after carrying that big burden for so long. So, Temperance comes in to bring you back to a place of emotional stability. You see the triangle there, the equilateral triangle on the angel's garment there. those are three sides. It's like your physical health, your emotional health, and your mental well-being, three sides, the three pillars of well-being. And the equilateral triangle is the most stable structure. You know, you can push on one of those sides and that ain't falling down. So this is about you bringing all that back into harmony, all that back into balance. And there is that sense there with temperance that, you know, this is an angelic force. There is two very strong you know, elements of destiny and karma here. So I do think that you'll be guided through this process. Temperance is also somebody, when you've got the temperance energy in your reading, somebody who is able to remain in the flow of life, you know, things, emotions are going to come up, that sort of thing, but keeping one foot really firmly on the ground at the same time. So I feel like you'll be able to go about your daily business while you're going through this healing process. You know, you are rebalancing, you know, shifting the water of life from cup to cup. And through going through that process, through healing, through releasing what you don't need to take into this new chapter, that sun is going to rise on your horizon. It's going to open up such a bright, new directional future for you, Cancer. Yeah, it's a really exciting reading. I actually feel quite I actually do feel energized from this one. I think, yeah, you are polishing your diamond, you're coming back to brilliance. Yeah, you're ready to shine. The time is now. Okay, Cancer, I hope that resonated for some of you. Keeping in mind it's a general reading, it won't resonate for every Cancer out there. And I'll be back here with you next week for another reading.